Penetration testing, often referred to as pen testing, is a practice conducted to assess the security of an IT infrastructure by safely attempting to exploit vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities may exist in operating systems, services and application flaws, improper configurations, or risky end-user behavior. The goal of this simulated attack on a system is to identify any weak spots in an organization's defense that attackers could potentially exploit. It's designed to provide organizations with valuable insights regarding their security posture and ability to withstand cyber attacks. Before any testing can begin, the goals and guidelines need to be established. These are spelled out in the rules of engagement and the scope of work documents. The scope of work is a detailed document that defines exactly what should be included in the penetration test. This document is also referred to as the statement of work. The scope of work should clearly define what's being tested. Specific IP address ranges, servers, applications, and other network devices are explicitly listed. A pen tester breaks the law if he or she accesses anything not specified in the scope of work. Once it has been decided what exactly can be tested, a time frame and payment agreements, if applicable, should also be established and outlined in the scope of work. While the scope of work defines what work will be done, the rules of engagement define exactly how that work will be carried out. It should specifically state how sensitive data should be handled and who should be notified if something unexpected happens during the test. It should also specify what test methods should be used. In penetration testing, we distinguish between two primary testing methods, active and passive. Active penetration testing involves direct interaction with the system to uncover vulnerabilities. This could be attempting to exploit a known software vulnerability or trying to crack a weak password. In this method, the tester is directly engaging with the target system, often leaving a trace or log of their activities. The main goal of active penetration testing is to breach the system's defenses and evaluate the impact of such a breach. Passive penetration testing, on the other hand, involves gathering information about the target system without directly interacting with it. This could involve network monitoring, analyzing system logs, or even something as simple as Googling for information about the system or the organization. The goal here is to gather as much information as possible to understand the system and identify potential vulnerabilities. Passive testing is more covert, making it less likely to be noticed and, therefore, less likely to raise any alarms. Both methods are usually used and are important for a comprehensive penetration test because both active and passive testing methods offer unique perspectives and insights into an organization's security posture. A pen test might involve the following steps. First, verify that a threat exists. To do so, you'd use surveillance, social engineering, network scanners, and vulnerability assessment tools to identify weak spots where vulnerabilities could be exploited. Next is to bypass security controls. This involves looking for easy ways to attack the system. Sometimes the simpler solutions are the most vulnerable. For example, could the network firewall be bypassed by gaining physical access to the computer in the building? Once the computer has been accessed, malware could be introduced using a USB drive. The next step is to actively probe controls for configuration weaknesses and errors. This could include weak passwords or software vulnerabilities. Finally, once vulnerabilities have been discovered, a pen tester will prove that a vulnerability is a high risk by exploiting it to gain access to data or to install backdoors. That's it for this lesson. In this lesson, we talked about penetration testing. We discussed outlining and documenting the goals of the pen tests before testing begins, including specifications regarding whether tests will be active or passive. We then discussed the steps that are taken during a penetration test.